everybody, this is Diana. So I was just talking with a friend of mine and we were playing around with the idea of mindless eating and how sometimes food will just show up, like the desire to eat, let's say, granola or kale chips or something to munch and to put in your mouth. That isn't necessarily something you might not want to eat, but to examine the reasons that it's showing up and to first check in into say, am I hungry? And is this a decision that I'm making to fill my stomach and to get some nutrition? Or is there something else that maybe I want instead? And so when we checked in around this, it was more around the idea of really wanting something sweet. And I want to tap on that. I want to lead you through the process. So first, one way to do it is to just stop and to drop down into your heart space. So to imagine if you're up in your head and you're thinking about things, to just bring your awareness down all the way as if you could take an elevator down. You could imagine having a piano above your head that you cut and feel it drop down and just feel how that heavy energy comes all the way down. And just center yourself in your heart. And so from that space, we're going to go into tapping about mindless eating, numbing out, stuffing, trying to get sweetness from food. So even though I am feeling like stuffing my mouth and my body with food instead of looking for sweetness within myself, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have the urge to go and eat something, even though I'm not hungry, and it's easier to do that than to feel this emptiness inside of me. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I really want to engage the habit of munching and eating because it makes me feel really good for a few minutes, but then I have fallout from it. I deeply and completely accept myself. And again, I forgot to rate this ahead of time. Let's just say we'll start with, maybe it was a 7. Okay. So now I'm going to go back. We're going to just tap on mindless eating, 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 mindless eating. I really want to stuff something in my mouth. It's so much easier than feeling the empty feelings. I really want something that's going to make me feel sweet and loved. I'm looking for some sort of sweetness in my life. I know that food is not the answer. I know that the sweetness is not in the granola. I know that the safety and the security is not in the kale chips. I release the need to stuff and numb out my feelings. So that brings up another aspect for me, the idea that we get so detached from our bodies that energetically it's as if we leave our body and we go off somewhere. I can imagine many of you have had that experience of feeling a bit dissociated, not quite grounded. And so this is another great way to get yourself back and grounded in your body and to start to feel as if your body, as if you're a tree, and just imagine that you have these roots that go all the way down, deep, deep into the center of the earth, and just feel that feeling and drop into your heart like I told you how to do before, and just imagine yourself showing up as a tree and how solid and stable that feels, and imagine all the nutrients that you can get from deep within the earth, and just notice that feeling, that sensation of that coming up and into you and filling you. And so start to play around with the idea that you can use tapping to cease action. So instead of going and getting that granola, eating those kale chips, stop and see if you can do this and how that shifts. And also to notice what imagery shows up and what things beyond food might actually fill what feels like a void. And so it's the practice of starting to come back into ourselves and to remember that we have everything within us that we ever need, desire, or could ever want. And it's the remembering of that. It's the learning to access that. And a big shift has happened for me around knowing that I have that power and that I am powerful. So when I've stopped really looking to external things to fill something that's in here, that there has been a big shift in my life. So let's check back in. I realize I'm a bit all over the place with this video, but I do a lot of different energy psychology and energy healing techniques, so it's really fun when I'm playing with things like EFT and other things start to show up. Again, it shows you there's just so much room to be who you are and be playful with all of this, and to really trust your intuition and come from a space of heart. So when we come from that space, so much magic can show up. So when I check back in, I actually feel really satisfied. I almost feel full, as if I'd eaten something. And if anything, I want to drink some water. That's really important to stay hydrated. So I'm going to do that right now. And so when I scan my body, things feel pretty good right now. I think I might go make a cup of tea, because that feels like a really good choice to put something warm in my body. Probably drink some more water before I go to bed. So I hope this was helpful. And again, just tap in and see perhaps what emotions you're feeling when you want to reach for the crackers or the cookies or the chocolate, whatever it is that shows up for you. And just see if you can even stop and breathe and count to 10. These little tricks will help to create space between you and your compulsions, your addictions, the things that tend to sabotage you over and over again, and help you become powerful and feel back in control. So try these, check it out, see what works for you. Get your tap on. Thank you very much, and I hope that this is helpful.